Let the galaxy burn.
Hi guys, SkyPoint here. Now today's video was originally going to be me showing my 5 daily wins daily mission using Canis Vertex, the newest Titan Warlord in Horus Heresy Legions. However, while doing my 5 wins, it was sort of amazing me how people just really didn't know how you should play against the Canis Vertex. And so instead I'm going to start this video with a little guide to how to beat the Titan. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Now, a common mistake that many people make when they're facing the Titan is they start by trying to go straight for its core to end the match as fast as possible. I think that's because it's the tactic which worked pretty well in the event. It's also because they look at the Titan and they think it's going to be a straightforward damage race to kill its body before it kills you. Now that is a mistake. The real weak points of the Titan are located here and here. Yes, you want to go after its laser blasters. Now why do you want to do that instead? Well, first of all, just like the Titan's body, the laser blasters have 0 attack, right? So whatever units you have damaging them are not taking any damage in return, so they are a soft target. Secondly, the laser blasters represent a big chunk of the Titan's DPS and damage, so taking it out will really slow down the Titan a lot. And the third reason for that is as you destroy the laser blasters, you're also going to do some splash damage on either side, right? You're going to do 3 to 6 damage to the Titan body as well as a neighboring power fist. And so taking down the laser blasters will actually cut the Titan's ability to throw damage out by quite a lot, and it's going to be step 1 on your route to victory. Alright, so once you've taken down the first laser blaster, what do you go for next? It's still too soon to start going for the Titan's core. They still have 3 weapons on the board, which is enough to do a lot of damage out there. So we're going to take down another weapon. Its neighboring Flaming Claw is actually probably the weakest point on the Titan at this point. It will have been taking damage from the fact that he was already using it to hit your units, and the explosion from the neighboring laser blaster has probably already weakened it further. So I would recommend going after that Flaming Fist, well, that Flaming Claw. The one reason you might not do it is if you really think that the damage you're going to take from hitting it is going to wreck you. Because unlike the laser blaster or the Titan's core, when you hit a Flaming Fist, the Flaming Fist will do damage back to the unit which is hitting it. I personally think that's worth it, but if you're really uncomfortable with that at this stage, you can start going after the other laser blaster. Just bear in mind that it's probably the highest health unit on the board now, apart from the other Flaming Claw. But at any rate, regardless of which order you go with, you're going to want to destroy either the Flaming Claw and then the other blaster, or the other blaster and then the Flaming Claw. So once you've destroyed 2 weapons of the Titan, you're probably still not quite ready to go and finish it off. I would recommend killing 1 more weapon on it, because once you've done that, the Titan and 1 remaining weapon are pretty junk, right? And yeah, you might sit there thinking, well, now he can play a bunch of his units. But there's a difference between playing a crippled Titan with a bunch of units and a regular Warlord with a bunch of units. The reason for that is a regular Warlord is always still a threat. He's doing damage, he's got cool special abilities, and so on. Whereas a crippled Titan is a hunk of junk. Like, all the extra units in the world are going to really struggle to save it against what's about to get delivered onto it. And essentially you can then take your time, right? You can finish off his units and then finish him off. It's way easier to deal with the Titan after his weapons are gone than to deal with the Titan with his weapons and his units as well. Anyway, hope you found this pretty useful. Enough of this lecture. Let's actually go and take a look at my 5 daily wins for today. Alright, so we're going to start with just a look at my current deck list, which I used in all of these matches. It's an evolution of what I had made in my last video. I think some of the new things I added in there was I was struggling to deal with tough units and vehicles. So I've got Urtzi Malevolus and Aratan in there. I was also running a bit dry on cards, so I now have a pair of Void engagements in there as well. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and take a look at my record for the day, and you can actually see that I have had a really good run so far today, right? So I think this is 6 wins in a row, which were for my 5 daily wins. We're going to focus actually on the 5 most recent matches in here. So we begin with a Leman Russ who almost did everything right. In fact, probably the only thing which worked against him was his decks relied a little bit too much on fast, weak units because, well, Leman Russ. Alright, so this guy came the closest to beating me, I think. So this was a good hand to start with, plenty of cheap units and tactics to play in early abilities, so I was happy with it, and I went ahead with the match. So he begins with the initiative, of course, so he went forward and did a straight up hit on me. Then the recent trick I've also learned is in your first turn, yes, load your laser blasters, but only punch with 1 power fist. I didn't even do that actually because I was getting ready for these guys to pop out. Because they've got ward, they're immune to my laser blasters, I can't target them. So I kept my power fists ready, my flaming fists ready in case they came out, and sure enough they did. So there we are. Otherwise, normally I punch with 1 fist in the first turn, and that allows me to take a blaster shot and fire another fist off and still have 1 point of energy to use for something. Alright, so he's continuing to hit me. Okay, he's going straight for the core, it looks like. So, again, I normally don't recommend this. I think if he hadn't done this initial move, he probably would have won. You'll see why in a moment. So I notice he's going after me. I'm trying to preserve my psychic energy so I can do more things later on. So Catacombs of Tisca to protect my body. I'm saving 1 laser blaster just in case I need to throw out a lot of damage in the next turn. Okay, look at that. Ansvar dudes. And yeah, he finishes off my infantry guy, but he's taking a pounding. Oh yeah, no, man, he's got another Emperor's Executioner going straight for my core. Alright, so this was what I meant in the training, in the little guide to killing Titans. A lot of people race for the core. In a moment you'll see when this guy realized that maybe that's not what he should be doing. But it was too late by then. You have to pick the right move at the start and commit to it. Taking out his units so that my little Sagittarius squad will definitely shoot him. That worked out nicely. He's continuing to bash onto my core. Now he's bringing out some flank troops, and once he's got the flank troops, he can't hit the core with the flank troops, but he can go after a laser blaster. So he started doing that. Now these flanking troops with high damage are lethal to the Titan, so they've got to get removed as soon as possible. So Seek and Destroy to weaken him, followed by a blast from my laser blaster, which gives me enough energy to reload my other laser blaster and put on my shield. I could have used my artillery strike as well, but I was saving it in case there's a time when there's more than 2 targets I could hit with it. Oh god, look at that thing. Voltarax. 6 attack, flank, and a whopping 9 health. Although when it dies, Leman Russ will take 2 points of damage. But you can now see I've got a clear weak point there to being created, that laser blaster, and he's focusing down on that, which was the right thing to do now. So I'm trying to get rid of this thing in 1 turn right now. So Flaming Fists, I'm using my energy, psychic energy for that, so my fists are available to use next turn, and also so they don't take a whopping 6 damage from punching the Voltarax. Now that he's weak enough, I can bring in the Vorax and finish it off, which means Leman Russ takes 2 points of damage. I still have 2 energy left, so I can reload my laser blaster and then drop a void engagement on him, which draws a card, which is a tactic, and does 3 damage to hit. I still have that weak gun out there, putting a shield on it to try to protect it, but it's looking really obvious. There we go, he's starting to drop more units, and this is why I was saving the artillery strike, by the way. Ooh, look at that. Okay, he's taking out my shield. No, he is sort of going for my core, I guess. Yeah, again, that's a mistake. He should really have been focusing in on the damage laser blaster. A defense satellite, which actually worked for once. Instead of doing 1 damage to everyone, it cleared his board. Reload my laser blaster, start throwing out some damage. Again, I'm saving one of my fists in case I need to use it for a situation like that. Now this is devastating, watch. Leman Russ attacks, Voltarax pops out, does 1 attack. Leman Russ then reloads his energy ability for 3 attack. The Voltrax attacks again. Leman Russ now pops out and hits it one more time. Now at this point I'm thinking, okay, well I can still fire it next turn, but he's got different plans. There's a Goldstone's Hunters, created by his Dewback in fact, and boom, bye bye laser. And as it explodes, my Warlord and the neighboring weapon take a ton of damage. That's 10 damage done right there. Okay, I've got to clear this out as soon as possible. So this is why it was a good thing I saved the artillery strike. 1 for that. Then I can use my laser to blast out the Voltrax. And then I had enough energy left to drop a Sagittari squad. And I don't want my Flaming Fist to get stunned, so I'm going to use its Psychic Energy to just attack him directly. I figure the attack is more important than a shield. And it proved out right. He had nothing left in his hand. So sort of a gesture of defiance, he's continuing to punch me, but honestly I can finish him off now with just the 2 Flaming Fists. Or attack with my Sagittari squad, whatever. Or, as it turns out, a Mortar Strike. So, letting him know that Devastation is my craft, and then drop a mortar on his head. Boom. Alright, so that guy came close to finishing me off, and you can imagine if he had gone straight for one of those lasers from the very beginning, I think the game would have gone very differently, because a huge part of my damage output was dependent on those lasers. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the next fight. This one's against Konrad Curze. This one was a bit more one-sided. If my memory's right, he was just really trying to come after my core and was made to suffer for it. So this is actually a pretty good hand. Night Haunters have some great vehicles, either the Reaper of Kadrak or the Dreadnought, the 8 energy Dreadnought, which is super strong and defensive. So I like this opening hand. He's got high initiative, so he goes first, and he's just happily bashing into my face. Alright. So, as I said, my new opening move is I'll reload both guns, and then I only attack with 1 Flaming Fist, because now, next turn, I'll be able to fire 1 gun, and use a Flaming Fist, and still have 2 energy left. So, I think my gun is going to get used to finish off that Goldstone Hunter, and then a Flaming Fist will punch Konrad. Yeah, there we go. Gun to finish off the Haunters, 1 Flaming Fist to hit Konrad. Now next turn my other Flaming Fist will be ready, but here's a Void Engagement. Okay, nice. It's a tactic, so he takes 3 damage. Comes back to Konrad. He turns out to be a dirty fighter. Against the Titan, that only really helps him in terms of doing a card draw, but whatever. Now he's got a flank unit. This units which give flank or half flank are extra strong against a Titan because even my weapons are valid targets for flank attacks. So it basically allows him to, even if I haven't played many units, it allows him to play flank and hit most of what I have on the board. Another dirty fighter, so he's just working through his deck fast over here. Abandoned Satellites, continuing to work fast through his deck. I wonder what he got from that. Abandoned Supplies, not Satellites, whoops. Alright, so he's attacked me again. Alright, so this is why I was saving the artillery strike. I want that thing gone. Boom. Okay, so now we're on even health. Reload my other gun, hit him with another Flaming Fist, and my little Sagittari squad should zap him nicely too. Okay, now he's trying to destroy them, I think. Yeah, there we are. Rule of Fear. Wasted Rule of Fear killing 1 unit. Wow. I guess he knows I'm not likely to have many units. There's a good chance. That's not a bad move. It means I can't punch him directly with a fist. However, I could still use my blasters, and I can do a psychic attack from a fist instead. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, let's drop a mortar on his head first. Boom. 5 more points of damage. Now I'm getting a much more comfortable looking lead. There's the blaster attack. And then I'll drop another Void Engagement on him. Oh, wait, there's a Flaming Fist, and now the Void Engagement. Remember, my deck has, I think, 19 tactics and 11 troops in it, so I've got almost a 2/3 chance of doing damage with Void Engagement, which worked out nicely there. Okay, there's the Reaper of Kadrak, and he's stopping my fist from punching him. I think, yeah. Alright, but as I said, this is why I have Earthsea Malevolus out there. So drop old Earthsea and instantly destroy that Reaper. Meanwhile, the fist which he gave cannot attack to, well, it wasn't doing anything this turn. Okay, that's a great move by him. So he used Tenebrae Talon to destroy Earthsea before he wrecks him. That took 4 of his energy. There's not much else he could do in the turn. Yeah, he had nothing else. I wonder what cards he has in his hand. Probably the Raven or something like that. Okay, let's load my blaster, bring in a las rifle section. And let's see here. Flaming Fist to do psychic damage to him. And now my fists are available to punch him next turn. And yeah, so yeah, between my laser blaster and my 2 fists, he knows I could do 6 damage to him. He probably had no front line, so he quit. It was over. Alright, so that was the second match, also against a Primarch character. So now we're going to go up against Angron. Alright, so, up against Angron. I'm keeping Earthsea in case of a vehicle. We'll see what happens. Catacombs is always fantastic to play against Angron. So he starts off strongly, he goes for one of my guns. That's a good move to make. I was getting worried by the match now, because Angron destroying your Titan chunk by chunk is dangerous as hell. So do my standard opening move, reload each gun, and punch a fist. There we are. Nice. Alright. Now he's making a mistake. Boom. He goes to hit me instead. He's spreading damage. If he had focused all of this on that one gun, I mean, that gun would be on, what, 17 health by now? It's just, it would be fast going down. But he's splitting damage. Just do not do that, guys. Come on. Anyway, let's finish off his Goldstone Hunter. We're going to take another shot with the other laser. And drop a Void Engagement. I'm just trying to make him feel pressurized. I probably shouldn't have fired both lasers at once. So I'm just betting that most of the time, World Eaters are not going to have multiple units on the board. Punching Angron, as I said before, I think once, is very daunting because your units take more damage from punching him than you do to him actually directly. Okay, his mortar is now going and hitting my fist. Again, I would say he should be focusing on my weakest body part, but he's continuing to go for my core. Which I don't mind. As long as he's focusing on the core and the core has more health than the weakest chunk, I'm not going to have a meltdown. If the... Alright, here we go. Recognition. There. So now he can no longer go after my core, and my weakest part actually has a shield on it. He has his own Void Engagement, which damages my core. No, it doesn't. He has no units. And so, this is good for me. Damage is being spread amongst all my various components. Okay, this wasn't actually a terrible move by him. Whether he attacked one gun or the other, they would have both ended now at the same health. So, I can't fault him for that move. Let's put another shield up to try to protect my weakest gun. Zap him with it. And I'm going to zap him with the other one. And let's pull out another Catacombs. So now, basically each of my guns is shielded and my Warlord cannot be attacked directly. Oh god, there we go. That's what I was holding on Earthsea for, but unfortunately Earthsea is still 2 turns away from being played. And that gun over there is now taking a pounding. Okay, there's a mortar strike. Come on, hit the mortar, hit the mortar. Yes! A mortar hitting a mortar. That's mortarception. Reload my guns. And let's go ahead and just punch the mortar and put it away. If he has another one of those now, Earthsea can take care of it. No more protection for my core. He's got Manifest Destiny going. It's good. Again, though, now he's spreading that damage. It would have been probably better to destroy the core's, the weakest gun's shield just to set it up for a further turn. But now look at that. There's 3 of my 0 damage components. All have damage split across them. This gives me a good chance to pummel him down. He's also afraid of hitting my fist, even though it's pretty close to getting killed at this point. And my fist is doing a big chunk of the damage to him. Like, look at that, that's on 7 health. If he had attacked the fist with the gold stones and one more of his attacks earlier on, 1 or 2 more of his attacks early on, the fist would have been exploded by now. And the fist doesn't even use energy to attack, right? It's a free attack unit, basically. Alright, there's an artillery strike. Let's just keep pinging away at him. Keep protecting my weakest gun. I don't care so much if that fist dies, because the gun next to it has enough health to survive the meltdown. It'll slow me down a lot, though. And with again, when you're facing Angron, you cannot afford to slow down. Alright. Let's see here. He's got 10 health left. Let's zap him, so he's on to 8 health. And zap him again, so he's on 6 health. You also have to be careful when you're facing Angron not to lower his health too much, otherwise he'll turn into a demon. There's some Earthsea, hopefully that'll finish him off next turn. Oh, so much for finishing him off next turn. Bye bye Earthsea, there's the Conqueror. Okay, he's continuing to try to focus down my core over there. 15 health on it. Okay, that's not a bad move, he's healing up. This will be a good time to use my artillery strike. In one move, I'll be able to kill both, kill his 2 attack unit, as well as do some damage to him. But first, load up my guns to get ready for what's coming. There's the artillery strike. I think my core has enough health to take what's coming, so I'm going to use my psychic energy to actually attack him instead. And this allows me to finish him off and get him to get his survivor off the table, basically. You don't want Angron to be in demon form with survivor 5. That's a real nightmare to face. Okay, speaking of demon form Angron, here we go. It's rage time. Whisper of Chaos, Demon Angron, whopping 4 attack, 9 health. That's not going to save him. Everything is loaded and ready to go. It's over for him. Does hit me hard, but now I've got 8 damage ready to inflict on him. Let's go. Let's do this.
I am the Lord of Hellfire.
Here we go. Punch with the fist. Zap, zap. He'll be on 5 health left. Zap, zap again. Now I could punch him and win. Actually, could I? No. Punching him, I'd give him the satisfaction of blowing up one of my fists if I did that. So here's a gold stone instead. Alright, so that Angron died. You can see that guy made a mistake. He seemed to really split damage across too many of my components. If he didn't do that, I think he would have had a really good chance at winning. Alright, so the next fight we're going to see is going to be against Arascid Nasssau. This was actually a pretty bad match for him. It was me dominating him a lot. This is a good starting hand. I do have Earthsea Malevolist, and the Custodies are the main reason I started putting Earthsea into my deck. That Telemon Dreadnought messes up the Titan like something evil. So Earthsea is there to take care of Telemons when they show up. Hopefully the enemy will only play 1 Telemon in the match, because I only can get 1 Earthsea. Okay, here we go now. Let's load my guns and do my standard opening move now, which is punch him with 1 fist. Oops. Alright. So, that leaves my guns and a fist available for tough stuff next turn, but nothing comes. The Custodies have that problem, right? Often they will not try to play things for the first couple of turns because of the Sentinel effect on their units, which gives the Titan time to run pretty rampant. So watch this now. I can actually double void engage him. Ugh, a unit. Alright, maybe the next one. We're like only 1/3 chance of getting a unit. So, oh, another unit. And it's Melgator, who's useless against Custodies. Boo. Alright, let's keep going.
You show too much sentiment.
Okay, he's feeling confident, I guess. Alright, 4 energy over here. So let's reload my gun. Fire my second blaster. And punch with 1 fist. I probably should have played Goldstones instead of firing the blaster, but whatever. Okay, Edict, that's not bad. I think, yeah, there we are. I clearly lost more cards than he did. But, critically, I did not lose the Mortar Strike. Alright, so here's the Mortar Strike. Boom. And use my remaining energy to reload my blaster and get ready for this. And I think I can also then punch with a fist. I have a huge lead on him right now, and look at that, 6 damage sitting there in my hand as well. Duke. Oh, I guess Melgator is not that useless after all, right? Let's do this. Let's pop out Melgator, send the Duke home. We're going to... let's take a look here. Let's fire my gun. And bring out a Goldstone. Well, punch him with a fist, actually, and then bring out a Goldstone. That leaves, for the next turn, 1 gun, a fist, psychic energy from... well, no, a fist and the defense side. Yeah, this is over. He cannot stop me now, watch. Oh, I even have a ricochet. I've got so much damage going on in my hand. Yep, let him know devastation is my craft. I can't wait to get better chat lines to the Titan. There's some blasting. And then I could finish him off with, yeah, there we go, defense satellites. Even if it only does 1 damage to him, I have a ricochet sitting to finish him with as well. And boom, that's over. That was a bit of a domination. Let's go ahead and see the next one now. So this was against Artellus and Numeon. Alright, so let's take a look over here. So I've got Earthsea in my hand. Salamanders do have some annoying vehicles. That's actually useful, and the rest is fine. It's rare now. Earthsea was in my hand for every one of these matches. Okay, he attacks me directly. It means he didn't have one of those really irritating troops in his hand. That's good. And so, let's just do the standard opening. Reload 2 guns, punch with 1 fist. Oh wow, his opening hand must have sucked something awful. Alright, let's just build a board presence with my energy instead. So, save my fist. I can do 8 damage this next turn, which looks like it's probably turned out to be pretty useful. I'm also conserving my psychic energy. I don't put up the barriers usually until I feel like I really need them, because that helps me also get energy spare to power my flaming fists with. There we go, let's take care of all that, and let's bring out a Goldstone. That'll leave me with 1 fist and a blaster, ready for next turn. As well as my little last rifle dude. Oh yeah, this was totally important. I actually have the perfect cure for that epistolary unit, because you never want it to survive till its turn, because it's going to do a ton of damage when it dies. So reload my laser blaster, bring out the Vorax, and just let the Vorax die for me here. There we go. Problem solved. And punch him. I was okay using both my fists because I've got 4 damage coming now from my laser blasters. Oh god, what a survivor. Okay. Bring Goldstone Hunters in. We're going to use Goldstones to punch them. We're going to use Psychic Power to beat that down. And now I'm actually going to use Informant Network. It does the 1 damage I need to kill him. Salamanders usually don't have many cloaked units, so I think I'm fine. Oh, another one of these guys. How am I going to kill him? Okay, now I've got 8 damage coming. It just feels like a really inefficient use of my damage, but whatever. There's an artillery strike, so he's down to 1 health. And now zap him twice. So 1 point of damage triggers survivor, then he takes another point of damage. Then psychic blast to finish him off. Punch. And I'm going to just leave it at that. I'll save the Catacombs of Tisca in case something nasty comes. Speaking of something nasty. Wow. So Ornithol's Barge can mess up the Titan because every component of the Titan generates an enemy troop, just like you saw over there. Okay, so let's do this. First of all, hit the most powerful guy and try to finish him down. There we are. Okay, how else am I going to deal with this? Load my guns. Make sure that he doesn't just suddenly bash everything onto me. And start taking out some of the other units over there. Okay, this is starting to get under control. Oh, more frontline. Boo. Yeah, see, he's using all these units now to hit my 0 attack stuff, so they keep giving front line, and they take no damage. So that's a clever move. He's focusing down on one blaster, but I feel like he's left it until way too late in the game. Okay, let's finish this off. Artillery strike. Hopefully I hit the ogre. Yeah, I got the ogre. Okay. Next comes the Vorax. So with the Vorax, I can finish off 2 of his toughest units, because I can hit the guy with 3 attack, and then the Ogrin. I want to get the Pyroclast out of the way. He feels kind of inconvenient. I can see I've got Forge Fane coming next turn, so I don't have to finish him off all at once. Oh god, Thunderhawk gunship. Ugh, and a... Oh boy. Alright, let's see, how am I going to deal with this stuff? I think it is going to be the Forge Fane. He's got 2 vehicles out there. The Malevolus would only kill 1 and not let me do much else. So let's go and bring in my 2 Voraxes. 1, 2. So, the first Vorax hits the Marine, which the gun can then finish off. Now I only have a Vorax and a Power Fist now. 2 Voraxes and a Power Fist, actually. So there's... Yep, okay, I've got enough to finish everything here. I probably should have used the Vorax... Okay, he's a Psychic Power on the Power Fist to finish off that thing. Okay, that's done. Okay, so that took care of everything he had spawned out of the Ornatol's Barge, as well as his follow-up move. But there's a Predator in Furnace, and that's another mass area damage unit, and this is what Earthsea is for. Watch, he even gives it Survivor to try and make sure... Okay, it doesn't actually accept Survivor, that was a waste of his energy. But this is what Earthsea's for. He pops out, boom. Vehicle dies. And let's reload my gun and fire the other gun and give him a nice little love tap from the Flaming Fist. Oh, protect the gun as well. Yeah, I forgot it's low on health. And then hit him with the Flaming Fist. Okay, that's reasonably smart. Oh, that's a brilliant move. He lucked out. He got rid of Earthsea over there with 1 shot. And yeah. Okay, good. He missed that gun. Perfect. Sagittarius Squad and Mortar Strike coming right up here. Watch. Mortar Strike, 5 damage. Sagittarius Squad going into play. He'll do another 2 damage at the end of this turn, which means I can reload my gun, zap this guy for 2, and punch him for an extra 2. And at the end of this turn, his Survivor will pop. Remember to protect my last remaining gun. And this should be over. I don't think he can stop this now. There we are. So again, imagine if all that damage he had done to my Warlord center body had been done to the gun from the beginning, this match could have gone very differently. Instead, I just pop a mortar out on top of him and he dies. Boom. Alright. So, hopefully you found that useful, seeing it's always fun to do these 5 wins, but you can also see how some of these people came close to winning, and if they had only focused correctly from the very start, the match could have gone very, very differently from them. So, the Titan, yeah, it's strong. It's not invincible. If you play smart, you can beat it. Alright, so, keep playing the ladder, guys. We're almost at the end of the August season, so everyone will get reset tomorrow. That's cool, but it also means that you're quite likely from tomorrow to start facing some of the Titans, because all those top players who got the Titan, they're going to be at 2,500 ranking now. So with any luck, this video will equip you with the knowledge you need in order to spot those weak points and kill the Titans and bring them down hard. So enjoy tomorrow, guys, and until my next video, bye for now.